Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is Aiden. In today's video, we're going to talk about why Nutanix is awesome. And as the video says, title says, Nutanix is awesome for many reasons. And in this short video, we're going to go over it. As you can see over here, this is my Nutanix environment. And you can see that this environment is basically, loaded with a lot of resources. 3 hosts, we have this much memory. What we're trying to do is on here to show you the awesomeness of Nutanix. Over here, you got a VM over here. I'm running server 2022. If I go ahead and right click, or before even connecting to the VM, you're gonna see what my VM situation is. That's the name of the VM. That's the display name, not the actual name. This is where the host, the VM is actually running right now. And this is where the VM is actually IP address is. This is the number of cores, the memory allocated for the VM, the storage currently utilized, the CPU usage, memory usage, IHOPS, etc. You get all this nice detail without doing anything. And then on the bottom over here, you got your guest, manage guest tools, launch console to connect to the VM and see what's going on. You got a power action where you can turn off. You can take a snapshot. You can do migration. You can clone. You can update. You can delete. It's awesome. And now you have this much graphic over here to give you more in depth of what's going on. So you got the performances over here. You can see here the performance is steady for the most part. We have some uptick a little bit. You got the next over here. And then you got also the VM snapshot. I didn't take anything. VM tasks. And this is what it's doing right now that we did it to do. IO meters. This is all visual data you get, and this is what makes Nutanix so awesome. You don't get. I don't see any other hypervisor personally that maybe if you pay the money for the vCenter, you may be able to get this with VMware, but this one is all free. Comes with a hypervisor itself. Now, if I right click and launch console, you're gonna see this is my console of the server. I just ran an update on the server and it wants me to reboot it. I'm gonna go ahead and reboot it. Ultimately, while the server is rebooting it, you can see how fast it is. It's really not, it's running, obviously I'm running SSDs on all the hardware, and so it's actually gonna be fast, but Nutanix just makes it even faster, if you will. So this is just shutting down the cluster update services, or the Windows update services, if you will. And once that update, orchestrator service is shut down, then we're gonna get to the reboot the VM. This usually is long on every server, but this is basically is gonna do its thing. Let's get back to while it's shutting it down. Over here, I could come over here to take a snapshot, and I'm gonna do that right now. Taking snapshot has been harder on a VMware without vCenter, and so in here I can just simply hit take a snapshot and name it, bare metal with updates and IP config. So that's what my snapshot is. I'm gonna hit submit, and you're gonna see right away in like almost a matter of seconds, the snapshot will be done. You can see it here in the graphics. Let me close this out. You can see the detail of it. You can see the snapshot was created, success, already 100%. So you can do snapshot creation just like that, and it's really cool. So if you click on here, for example, you want to restore this from a snapshot, you can come over here. You have the option to actually go ahead and get a detail. You can clone, you can restore. It's really good. Like when you're doing an enterprise network, this is a lifesaver. I use this, we're thankful that we have Nutanix in our work environment, and this is something that saved me so many times. And if you're not using it, like if you have Nutanix, it's almost a must. You have to use that. And then you can do migration. So if I do, like, let's just say I'm doing something on this host, like I told you, I have on my environment, I'm dealing with several nodes, not just one. So let me actually go ahead and actually refresh it here. 1 second. Once it actually lets me connect to it, Yeah, let's go back to my VM over here. That's my snapshot. So basically, I'm running. I have several nodes over here, and this is one of the nodes I have. And in order for me to migrate it, I can simply click here, and it's gonna tell me which host do I want to migrate to. I can click the drop down menu, and it's gonna tell me the host I want to move to, and so forth. So obviously, this is doing something right now. The cluster is very busy right now. It's running a massive upgrade on a Prism Central, so I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna have to wait a little bit. So let me go ahead and refresh it. Yeah, we're gonna wait for this to finish because I'm actually installing a huge piece of software. It's, you can see here I'm deploying Prism Central right now. So, but ultimately, there's so much you can do. And let me connect to another node just to kind of show you here. So we're gonna connect to another node. So 192.168.1.119, and then hit continue anyway. Admin. So over here on the drop down menu, you can see that I'm installing a huge piece of thing called Prism Central, and you're gonna see what is compatible, checking a lot of things. I got a lot of error early on. I exit out, so you can see installing Prism Central. But if I come over here to the hardware section, I told you I have three. Go to table, you're gonna see I have these three nodes over here, and it tells you if I click on this host, for example, this one doesn't have any VMs at all. Like it actually has two VMs. My bad, it has two VMs, and then this one has one VM, and this one has two VMs. So it spreads out the VM, and you can see utilization of it, and it tells you about it. So ultimately, what I want to do now, if I go back to VMs again, go to table, right click, I can do migration. If I do that, it's going to allow me to select me which host I want to migrate to, and I can simply hit migrate to a different host. So this is currently on 1A119. I can move this to the C120, or I can move this to B181. Let's move to B181, and B181 right now is empty, so it shouldn't have a whole lot. In fact, we're going to do this side by side. So let's go ahead and actually migrate it first, and then we're going to go back to it. So now this is going to show, it's going to change this number over here right away. It says instead of A119, it's going to say B181. It should change that in a second. And the migration is super quick. Like, it's not something you're waiting around for hours and hours for the migration. You can see here it's doing migration right now. Just think of this like Hyper-V migration. Think of this as vMotion. It's like that, but except a lot better, a lot reliable, a lot faster. Anything positive you want to say about it, it's just a lot better about it. So you can see it's 90% done right now. And, once it's finished, you're going to see the green check mark that's done the migration. It's very good. And this is ultimately what you call the wariness, the easiness of, you don't have to worry about anything. You just simply, want to do maintenance on one server, no problem. Migrate your VMs to the working server, shut down that, put the other cluster on maintenance mode, do all you need to do, and that's it. And so, yeah, this is 58% right now. It should be done in a second. So, yeah, we are gonna wait. %96%. So it hasn't been a minute since I started this, and you can see already how fast we are doing this. And this is running on a slightly older hardware too, to be honest with you. So on a newer like G9 or G8 hardware of Nutanix, you can see this is gonna be even faster. And so We'll wait for the final nail in the coffin. There you go. You have seen the amazingness of Nutanix. We went from one node to another one, just like that. And so now if you go back to the node itself, just go to nx dash a. So you can see the A only has one VM with CVM on it. That's it. It doesn't have anything on it. And so that's simply how you can do it. And if we go back to get an external detail of it, we can come over here, click on A19. How many VM does he have now? He has one, and he only have his CVM. That's it. So yeah, you've seen it. There's so much more cool things I can show you in Nutanix, and it's so awesome. The other thing I guess I can show you right now without doing this is I could enter like a maintenance mode. When I do this, it will allow me to do maintenance on the cluster. I can eject the cluster. I can do a lot of things. It's so amazing. So, and here's all my disk. I have total of 9 disks. They're all SSD obviously, but they are made into a way where Nutanix is able to leverage all of them without really missing a beat. Like I don't have to make my own cluster. Nutanix just knows how to leverage this into hyper converged infrastructure. And then if I had a switch, you will see that as well. So yeah, Nutanix is awesome. I'm still setting up even more cool things about Nutanix, which is what you call your vCenter. If not vCenter, but rather the Prism Central is equivalent to vCenter. It gives you even more features. Stay tuned if you want to see what we can do with vCenter. Not vCenter. I keep saying vCenter. It's stuck on my head right now. Stay tuned on what we can do with Prism Central because it's gonna be good. And we're almost done, as you can see. Once this is done, we'll be able to do something about that as well. Thank you for watching. I hope this video was very helpful. And if you're somebody in the position of getting Nutanix, hopefully this helps you understand the things you can do with Nutanix. Stay tuned for more. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.